right now, right? But typically of Jesus, he chose not to do that. He decided to do something very different. And what he did was he said to me and Thomas, he said, I want you to go out of the city to a village by the hill here, where you will find a donkey tied to a stake, and you bring that to me, that donkey. And I said, yeah, right, but can you just explain to me why, at this point, when the city is ripe for the taking from you, why at this point you feel it is helpful to bring a donkey into this procedure? And he looked at me with this kind of patronising face. And Matthew and John were laughing and stuttering, which often happened. To be honest, even amongst my immediate comrades, there were people, intellectuals, thinkers, whatever, who, come the revolution, would be first up against it. Mentioning no names, Matthew and John specifically. They were laughing, I went, yeah, ha ha ha, but right, can you just say how a donkey will help us with what we have to achieve at this stage? And John took me by the elbow and he led me kind of politely away from the group. And he said to me, clearly, Judas, clearly, Jesus is clearly setting out to fulfill the prophecy, clearly. Now, John was the sort of person who would use the word clearly, repeatedly in a sentence, as if that relieved him of the responsibility of actually making what it was he was saying clear. You probably know someone like that. Now, I knew what the prophecy was. Does anyone know what the prophecy is? Jill did, of course. It was whose phone number is screwed up in an ashtray downstairs where I was. It was the prophecy. Okay, it's Isaiah 52:4-3. It says, daughter of Zion, the Messiah approaches humble and riding on an ass. And I knew that. I went to John, I don't know what it is, And he went, I said, it's the one that goes, the Messiah approaches humble and riding on an ass, right? I went, yeah. But John, this seems so obvious to me, but everyone at the time was really struggling with it, right? I said to him, if you set out to fulfill a prophecy by getting the things that are in it and acting them out, do you not feel that it's devalued? It seems contrived. It's good you're all laughing tonight, because sometimes people are going, well, no, and then on the Sunday it wasn't me like I was mad, right? But it's like horoscopes or something. Well, what's your star sign? Libra. Can you remember anything? Or just make something up that you've ever had in your horoscope, a prediction for you in your horoscope that you've read.
No, I can't remember anything.
No? What's your star sign?
Virgo.
Can you think of anything that you might have read in your star sign ever?
That I was going to come into money.
That you're going to come into money?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Suppose you woke up in the morning, what's your name?
Stephen.
And you read that you were going to come into money. And you knew, there's your cash in there. Yours. And you knew that you'd got an elderly aunt who'd left you £1 million.
Yeah.
And so that morning you went out and you bought a gun and you put a silencer on it and you crept into her house and you shot her in the head. And then you got this money. Would you feel that your horoscope had come true? Or that you'd had a malign influence in it?
Yeah, I feel that.
You feel it was, yeah, it's obvious, isn't it, right? So I said to John, this is stupid, right? Because it only would make sense if the prophecy was fulfilled accidentally. And he said, it's not going to be fulfilled accidentally, is it? I went, no. And he said, it's not. He said, under what circumstances, Judas, is Jesus going to arrive on a donkey accidentally? Like, I was walking along on a walk or something, and I tripped over a stick, and I fell on the back of the donkey, and it bolted. And I went through the gates of the sea, and I was, no, it's not a donkey, it's the Messiah, it's not going to happen. And I went, no, it isn't going to happen, so what's the point of even... And he went, just go and get the donkey. So me and Thomas went to get the donkey, and on the way I said to Thomas, I have my reservations about this whole fulfill the prophecy thing, and Thomas said he had his own doubts. It's an ongoing problem. And we got the donkey, and we gave it to Jesus, and he got on it, and he rode in the city, and everyone was hanging off the roof going, donkey, it's the Messiah, waving palms, and the disciples were running along behind, singing and dancing. I didn't join in. I hung back, skeptic, waiting, you know. But then they went all through the town, and everyone was joining on the back, and people were shouting out in their hundreds, Hosanna in the highest, Hosanna in the highest, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord, Hosanna in the highest. And even I, as a cynic, would have to admit that this was a pretty spectacular entrance in many ways. But it is not what I would have done. I would have done it differently, but I wasn't asked.